Coach, we talked before the game about defending against Luka, and for the most part, you guys did hold him in check tonight, but then Porzingis had a big game. Powell had his moments. How do you feel about the defense in this game as a whole?
Well, defense was great in the first half, and it was great in the beginning, and then, it just kind of fell apart on us. Mostly due to some loose switches, but really the offensive rebounding. I mean, it was demoralizing just watching them get offensive rebound after offensive rebound, and then a lot of that maybe led to second chance opportunities.
Chris, go ahead.
Hey, Chris, we saw Josh was scratched kind of late there because of the COVID protocols, and Jaden ended up guarding Luka. Can you just talk about kind of the job he did, and especially on such short notice like that?
Yeah, no, he did a great job. Really got into him, picked him up, used his length. Made it tough for him. I think it was 1 for 9 in the first half. Even though the whistle was going against him at times, he still kept hanging in there and battling. He's got special defensive talents. He's not afraid to guard. He's got good length. He knows how to use it. He competes with his feet. He's going to be a really, really good defender in this league.
John?
And
Go ahead.
in the third quarter, what did you see that allowed Dallas to kind of go on that run late in the about 3 minutes left?
Well, offense bogged down. All their switching, we got static. She settled for some shots, got late in the shot clock. Didn't like our movement offensively, and then gave them a lot of opportunities on offense. We made a miss a few times, but we probably we gave them way too many possessions where we had empty possessions on the other end.
John?
Chris, from the rebounding perspective, did you see, was it kind of effort? Was it not boxing out? Was it, what did you kind of see that allowed them to dominate the way they did there?
Most of them were long rebounds, to be fair, so we just didn't get back in, and our smalls had to do a better job of rebounding, or we were switching on the perimeter. We just had to get back in and get engaged in the play.
In terms of when an opponent is switching on you guys like that and kind of forces you into settling, how do you kind of get them going to the basket, being a little more aggressive that way?
Well, we did it in the fourth quarter, but we waited too long. We just got to get downhill with some force, and got to keep doing it, and collapse the defense and kick out and finish at the rim and get offensive rebounds and all that. We just we're too much standing on the perimeter, not enough cutting, not enough creating opportunities to drive.
Chase?
Chris, what's the biggest issue when another team has so much success on the offensive glass?
What's the biggest issue?
Yeah, or in general, is there a prime thing you can generally point to when the other team has success on the offensive glass?
Yeah, a lot of times it's if they're getting to your paint, collapses the defense and it allows them to get to the glass. But tonight it was a lot of long shots. We did a good job, I thought, of challenging those shots, and they came out to long rebounds. And again, we didn't secure the perimeter, didn't get back into play, and that's the biggest detriment of it all is that you give a really good offensive team another crack at it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's hard enough to stop this team once. The second time around, you almost know it's like a losing battle at that point.
Well, offensive rebounds are the second most efficient play type beginning other than steals. They lead to the most efficient shots, layups and threes.
Dane?
Coach, what do you attribute to the sort of maybe lack of rhythm around three-point shooting tonight and in just these last couple of games?
Ball movement. When you move the ball, you'll shoot better in rhythm, and the ball is just a little sticky for us right now.
Brett?
Chris, it seems like the persistence of effort isn't there. Your effort tonight was better than it was against OKC, but then there were gaps. And I'm wondering, do you think that's just a concentration issue, or what do you think it is? It definitely seemed like the effort was better than the last game, but still there were times where there were a lot of 50-50 balls that didn't get taken, and there was rotations that didn't get fulfilled.
Yeah, I think it was just probably breakdowns in some communication on some coverages that led to some scramble situations, which might have also hurt us on the offensive glass. I got to look at the tape to be more specific about it. I thought guys competed harder tonight for the most part, but we got our heads down when we got down 10, and we got to be more resilient. I told him, the games that we've won coming out of the break here, we were down in those games too. And we just got to find a way to battle back better.
Here.
Chris, what do the next 18 hours look like for you with the deadline looming? What do you anticipate tomorrow looking like, and when the conversations you might have with the front office?
I have no idea. I mean, it's there's always a lot of chatter, way more chatter than there is action at the trade deadline. I'm sure it's on everybody's mind in the locker room to some degree, but we're focusing on our next opponent, and that's all we can really do.
Peter? Peter, do you have a question? We'll go on to Jace, last question. Jace, go ahead.
As you've mentioned, the ball getting sticky at a few different points recently. Is that a product of youth? Is that personnel, or why do you think it's been the case where the ball movement hasn't been consistent, really?
That's a good question. I just think it's like guys are probably trying to do too much with it. The ball gets, I think, whether it's early at the top of the floor through our bigs, or whether it's trying to size up some switches or whatnot. We just got to move the ball and trust the ball movement right now.